Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Nerd Chronicles with your host, the socially awkward nerd Christian Paul speaking. And I just got wind, literally, on an article that took place literally over a week ago, specifically May 14th, in which YouTube, has terminated all of Denmo's YouTube channels, 4 of them to be exact, mainly Denmo and Jack Denmo, and he has all these other 2 channels that he mainly took down as a result of what happened with Jack Denmo's cases, right? With the first one, him being sentenced up to 3 years in prison for the first one, in which he's currently dealing with the appeal now, and he's out on bail while the appeal is still pending, right? And he has a second sexual assault case that is ongoing currently, in which the trial does not start until September, 4 months from now. And due to the fact that YouTube actually took wind of this, YouTube terminated all of Denmo's YouTube channels, leaving him primarily with no source of income since. Now his opportunities to actually make additional source of income are definitely gone at this point, unless the appeal is overturned and Denmo is mainly cleared. But given the evidence that has been shown, and due to the fact that a rape kit was involved in the first trial, it's going to be very, 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 very hard to overcome that circumstance. And for those of y'all who don't even understand what's really going on, I will definitely show you an article coming out of the Hamilton Spectator to actually explain to you what I'm actually talking about right here. Juicy! Alright, forgive me for the background of the room, by the way. I'm literally in the middle in the process of actually cleaning my room, actually, just to try and make it like much better setup right now, because I got so much stuff I've actually been piling on up in the months, so much busy stuff with work and everything else. I want to actually truly apologize in regards with that, so if there's any little mess that comes by, please forgive me. In regards with that, I just want to try and just make things very, very clear. Now, what we have, ladies and gentlemen, I have the article that actually confirms, this took place today. At the time of this recording is May 15th, 2025, May 25th, 2025, excuse me. And this article takes place 9 days ago on May 16th, in which YouTube terminates all video channels of Denmo, And you see everything that was here that you see up in this article, And it is chaos, chaos, chaos. Alright? Excuse me. So, the Spectator, right? When dealing with those crimes, Spectator reached out to YouTube on May 13th, 3 days after my birthday, to ask why a convicted sex offender is allowed to create content coaching men on how to meet women, right? And mind you, he was convicted, and while the appeal is ongoing, and yes, the appeal is definitely ongoing, for sure, right? We know for sure. And then the query lost in investigating by YouTube, and then the following day, May 14th, all the channels that had been owned by Denmo had been terminated, meaning Denmo has been officially deplatformed from YouTube. Now, a YouTube spokesperson told Hamilton Spectator, if a YouTube creator's on and or off platform behavior harms our users, community, employees, or ecosystem, we may respond based on a number of factors, including but not limited to the egregiousness of their actions and whether a pattern of harmful behavior exists. Our response will range from suspending the creator's privileges to account termination. Translation: YouTube is pulling the cover my ass method, right? CY8. So now they have the appeal, and Denmo, we know, as I said before, is currently out on bail. Now all this other stuff that you got mainly below is just all just deep details on YouTube videos. We're not gonna actually get too deep into it. I do want to actually take a note and actually try and take a look onto YouTube's on and off platform policy. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm pointing out here, where my mouse is basically showing a clip of the section with title Creator Responsibility in Google, in which it basically has a subheading titled "The Protect the YouTube Community," and basically states, as a YouTube creator, you should remain responsible for both on and off the platform. If we see that a creator's on and or off platform behavior harms our users, community, employees, or ecosystem, we may take action to protect the community. Quote, continuing, beyond the content you upload to YouTube, keyword, beyond the content you upload to YouTube, here are some examples of on and off platforms, whatever it is, that we may consider to be inappropriate and result in penalties, intended to cause malicious harm to others, and participating in abuse or violence, demonstrating cruelty, participating in fraudulent set of behavior that leads to real-world harm. That includes criminal charges, that includes criminal convictions, okay? That includes deceit, that includes any form of lawsuits, right? It's just like when you have your own job. You have to try and make sure you have on and off consistent behavior. How you perform on a job, where you treat people discreetly, should be the same type of behavior when you are away from your job, okay? Because I have a full-time job myself outside of this, okay? I have to try and make sure that I give the utmost respect to people around me to the best of my knowledge and to the best of my ability, whether I'm working or not. Very simple, right? Now, they continue saying while these behaviors are rare, they could cause widespread harm to the YouTube community and potentially damage the trust among creators, users, and advertisers. Criminal charges, criminal convictions, keyword, okay? Image tainting, okay? Image brand hurting, okay? Severe violence that causes widespread harm to the community may have repercussions beyond standard enforcement actions. These restrictions may include YouTube space experiences, use access to public spaces, monetizations, partner management, promotional opportunities, blah, 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 suspension, termination, all these things, okay? It's like a secondary job. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a threat to free speech. My free speech is being threatened. No, it's not a freedom of speech issue. It's a freedom of consequence issue, okay? And that's the real issue. YouTube is a private company. Google is a private company that's all about making green, okay? And if they feel that green is trend, they will not hesitate to cut off people that would actually do such a thing, all right? They're doing what they're supposed to do, all right? Just like with any business, they're doing what they're supposed to do. Just try and make sure that the bottom line is well protected, mainly at the end of the day. And it stems from cover your ass. Okay? It all comes down to it. Literally comes down to that, down to the T. Cover your ass. Alright? So ain't nobody's fault but Demos himself, right? And Sneako got hit by this. Definitely Jay Waller got hit by this for sure. Andrew Tate himself got hit by this. Now, Kevin Samuels may say he may speak controversial stuff, but how he handles it, how he brands his content, and the way he speaks with people and the way he matches their energy, you can see why, even in his posthumous work, he passed away on May 5th, 2022, right? He has not been demonetized, nor he has been deplatformed. His content and his user base, his brand up in YouTube, his channel is still alive for everyone to see today. But you see Sneako, you see Jay Waller, you see Denmo, you see Andrew Tate get the platforms because they got way too reckless, they got way too arrogant, you know what I'm saying? And their behavior is way, way out of control to the point where they're protecting in criminal activity or they're expecting other people within those platforms, on the YouTube platforms, and they may got themselves up in criminal activity as well, in which they got the platform from YouTube in the first place. Now, Fresh and Fit got the monetized, which is different, and just Pearly Things, which is monetized for a time. Okay, but when they continue to act the fool like this, unfortunately, this is clearly not surprising. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to stress something. I do want to actually try and make a key point in this, right? This is not something that a woman came in and actually just cried, violations years later after actually what really happened. All right. And like she wanted to try to hold up for like 5, 10, 15 years, just like what happened with Cassie and like a lot of women with Bill Cosby situation. This is nothing like this. And yes, I understand that each and every sexual assault, allegation or sexual violation allegation is very different. Some of them could be very fraudulent, when you actually try and dig a piece of line or actually dig into further detail. Others are definitely legitimate. Sometimes it could be one versus the other, and sometimes the roles could be reversed. Each case literally has a mind of its own. All right, you can't automatically assume that the accuser is gonna be like definitely believable. It's not believe all women. It's not believe all men. It's believe everybody that's involved. Believe all the facts. Okay, believe all evidence that has thoroughly been given, and you let the evidence play the facts of the way they are. In this case, with the first sexual assault trial, and I want to actually just let you guys very know and actually be very specific, because I know some of y'all are literally trying to come in my head saying like, oh, know me, Demo has been framed, Demo has been duped, this has been a war on men. Look what happened. That assault took place around August 5th, 2020, around that summer that was between, that young woman's first and second trimester in which she was over 18, approximately 19, around the time. Denmore was arrested and indicted about, if I'm not mistaken, 7 months later, March 23rd. Okay, 7 months later, he was arrested. He was charged with sexual assault. And given the information due to the fact that, they were getting on consensus until he pulled out that camera, and that's when the woman became uncomfortable, and that's when they kept going. He ended up ejaculating up on her back. Rape kit came about which he took. It's literally like almost like a sealed case at that point. That's how Demo ended up having a guilty plea, which is crazy. And definitely in regards to the victim's family and her family, if the appeal is lost and everything stands, I just definitely wish to that family, definitely more help along the way. Hopefully things definitely work out literally with you guys in the future, and you get the help that you need, you get the proper therapy and proper support that you need in regards to the situation. And I'm talking about that specific case right there. Okay. This is a very sad situation. This is a very unfortunate situation in which, trauma has to be dealing with at that time. But I'm looking into that specific case. Demo is a straight up fool, okay, for putting himself in that particular position. Yes, you want to try and make sure you get visual confident and get everything signed, but make sure you get everything before the intercourse happens. But even when you do NDAs and signatures, when, violations occur, these NDAs are all for naught. They end up becoming shot at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? The best way to handle something like this is, continue to clap your cheeks, okay? And let that woman know through text how everything felt. Let them know you had a great time. And if she said they had a great time, that's going to be your best evidence right there on stuff like this. And you don't have to worry about that woman going and actually trying to fleece him for money. And mind you, this took place literally around the time that Jack Demo was famous, with millions upon millions of followers. This literally took place around him literally being famous on YouTube, okay, while he was making money. So why would Demo literally put himself in that particular position? Oh man, these freaking pseudo gurus, man, I got no sympathy.